So hello everyone, welcome. This is another new video of 8-bit Red the 8-bit dinosaur. Now today with some host GB
Hello.
and Kane Toad 44 FY.
I am the host of the It's Slop YouTube channel where we post nothing but slop.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
all we do here.
So the main idea for me was to do this reaction solo, but it was taking me so much time. I was kind of getting boring. But we have now two lads that one of them never saw the video, or just saw it in the background. So this is gonna be quite fun, seeing this hot take that we have here. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't a lazy $50 port. This is gonna be quite funny to listen to. So yeah, with this out of the way, let's start. This is gonna be this is gonna be a shit show.
I implores you to
Yeah,
go back
let's just keep
and
this
tell them
bullshit.
to send someone just a little bit more impressive.
It's
next
Bill.
time.
Red
Yeah,
Dead Redemption
Bill.
1 isn't just a quote-unquote lazy $50 port, it's actually a little bit more than that. Red Dead Redemption
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it not lazy port? But fair enough. Changed my mind. I'm like Ben Shapiro on this point. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Well, does he have a time machine? Has he gone to the future and checked it out himself? Because we honestly don't know if it's a lazy port or at least a faithful port that, is able to not have any serious bugs or issues or crashes.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Not only
Like,
that, but there's no multiplayer, so
Yeah.
we don't know. Why should I pay $50 for half of the content being missing?
I know. We started good, so oh boy.
2 has sold nearly 60 million copies of the game, and if you look at where Red Dead Redemption 1 is available at the moment, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 are not one of those two. Xbox players can play it through backwards capability, and the PC players have the option of playing it through an emulator, though emulators definitely do require a bit of a higher spec to run it smoothly, and obviously it is not going to be perfect.
Yeah, I have a problem with that, especially for me, since I'm kinda in the emulation shit. It's not as hard as he wants to paint it up. I gotta post a video of Digital Foundry when he basically homemade, remastered Red Dead Redemption 1 using Xenia. So what about you?
Yeah, Mudahar also talked about this the other day, and he's
Yeah.
really into emulation. So, I mean, look, I'm not an expert when it comes to emulating, but it's not rocket science. So if I actually put forth the effort, I probably could figure it out as well.
Mm-hmm. It's something I kinda agree with him. Yeah, you kinda need some sort of a good PC, good RAM, good CPU, maybe a decent graphics card. But it's not like rocket science. It's not like when you started RPCS2 got launched and it was like a shit show because you got to get the BIOS and everything. It is still a shit show when you have a BIOS, but it's easier nowadays. But yeah, that's quite of a. I just don't know. This is quite funny. It's not the same, guys. Well, fair enough.
A official PC version of the game would have been much preferred for many people, and obviously I am inclined to agree. But I feel one of the reasons why there is no PC version is because if you're going to bring it to PC, releasing it in the way that I guess it is looking now, you're probably going to have even more backlash. You see, porting it to PC is...
Right, well, okay.
X to doubt, they have the Rockstar Games launcher. They could just put it on there. And if you have a PC that can run Red Dead Redemption, you shouldn't have any issues. Case in point, I can still play the original Mafia game via Steam on my PC, and that game is ancient by comparison. So I don't know where Gtamen is coming with this whole difficulty with a PC port. It's just reasons why they don't want to put out a PC port.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you mentioned Mafia as well. Like that game came out in 2002. That game's a dinosaur compared to the original Red Dead Redemption. And if that's able to run fine on like Steam, for example, I'm pretty sure Rockstar, like, they could just pull a few switches and then they could just port that not only to like the games launcher, but maybe even Steam or Epic Games. You know, I mean, it probably only take like a few hours or so.
Yeah, like we will show also later some stuff to will like later clarify that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like received with some backlash like he's painting to. I actually think that will be, you know, even with, if it's like the same port from, for example, the 360. I don't think it's gonna be so much backlash. Like there is a modding community for a reason. Yes, we know that Take Two and Rockstar Games are quite. They kind of don't like that, but I think that's the best solution. But yeah, let's continue because like there is so much shit. But go ahead, Evie.
I just have one more thing. I don't understand where the backlash would come from, especially since the Red Dead community has been asking for a PC port since the game came out 13 years ago.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
I mean, remember when they released the RDR 2 PC port? Like, the Red Dead community was ecstatic.
Yeah.
They were hyped as hell, so I highly doubt they'd be pissed off seeing that one of their favorite games has finally been added to another platform. I mean, yeah, obviously with the price issue that's going on right now, yeah, I understand why they're pissed, but I think they'd be happy that, hey, it's on PC. That's pretty epic.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, oh boy, it is like, yeah,
It's
let's
not
see.
just simply bringing the game to PC and that's it. No, there's more to it. Because if you're gonna have to bring
No,
it
there's
to
not.
PC, you have to bring it.
Yeah.
It's not. Just put the damn thing to PC. And like Red was talking about, if there's issues, the modders will happily fix those issues and make improvements as need be.
Exactly.
If they can port it to PS4, PS5, and the Nintendo Switch, then PC should be a no-brainer at this point. It's not going to take like a $5,000 like super mega gaming PC to run this thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you could probably play it on a low end laptop, you know, like not crazy low end, but I mean like a laptop that can run something like games from 2015 onwards. You
Yeah,
know?
an average laptop could probably run this just fine.
Exactly.
Like like you said, it's an actual valid point that I never thought about. Like like this guy actually, like later soon talks about like your market and all that. But if you actually release a PC port, like you actually have a wider audience because this game is, as you said, is a lower end. It's basically a lower end PC game at this point. We are in 2023. I think you don't need exactly, huge amounts of RAM, a really like a Threadripper fucking CPU, or I don't know, a 490 Ti to run this bitch. Like I think you can run this thing. I think that your shitty laptop or a fucking ATM, but well, whatever. Well, yeah. Like,
Exactly.
fucking hell, like I know this will be quite
Of the
fun.
2023 standards, you will have to make sure that it functions well, and obviously in today's market you're not going to be able to just have a PC version that doesn't have a variety of different options. Bringing a game simply to Nintendo Switch and console is pretty much easier to do, and I think that
Which is he hoping for?
Yeah.
You
like,
get what you get with Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare on a PC port. No one's expecting this game to look like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Where is he getting that from?
I think it's like, for me, it's like he has this, like it's overall all these Rockstar content creators. They were so hyped up to see, like, for example, a Last of Us Part 1 remaster, but with Red Dead Redemption 1. If you actually had the opportunity to play that game, like, that is an actual remake. Like, every single bit was remake for the standards of The Last of Us Part 2. Like, you see the difference right there. I think on this one, it's like trying to mitigate the fire with using a homemade spray, like a spray with, and you're trying to basically turn off a fire that is like spread wide, and just using a tiny weather spray. Like, no one And he's also trying to paint this like that PC ports are so complicated because you have so much settings and all that stuff. I don't think so. Like again, you point like we said it before, easily just a PC port with minimal things just for PC will be more than enough. But yeah, this guy is like, it has to be 2023 standards. Like, I don't know what he meant to be with these 2023 standards, but whatever. Oh.
This is obviously where a lot more things come into play. I think most of us will know that Red Dead Redemption 1 has notoriously been reported on to be a complete mess when it came to the coding. It is even a miracle that the game even launched or even functioned when it did. Bringing it to PC, it kind of also means that you're virtually also remastering it and setting that bar of expectations even higher.
What?
Yeah, no.
Okay, can we deduct that point we just gave him?
Yeah. Yeah, we're taking this one back, GA man.
Oh man.
If they can get it to work on the Nintendo Switch. By the way, the 360 PS3 used DVDs, right? DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DVDs.
The Switch is a little cartridge that you put into it. If they can make it work on the Switch, then eventually in October, right? October, you'll be able to get the physical copies, but the 17th of this month, it'll be digital. But if you're able to get it on a little cartridge and put it in your Switch, and you're able to download it from the stores for Nintendo and PlayStation onto your consoles, then you should be able to do the same thing via the Rockstar Games launcher.
Yeah.
For PC.
Like,
that's just ridiculous.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this guy just tried it. Like, I don't know if his like PC ports are like, you have to basically remodel the whole damn game. Like, I think PC gamers, especially with an old game, don't want a fully remodeled game. Like, I play New Vegas on PC, and if they I wish they have a remaster, but I don't want the whole game to look like, I don't know, Fallout 4. It will lose its feeling. I like how fucking New Vegas looks, and that's like a 2010 game that is also as well. So I don't know what he brings up with that. Like that this is like the another fucking level.
It doesn't make sense because the Switch has completely different hardware than the PS3 and the 360 have, and allegedly this is what they're using is the 360 version since Microsoft figured out how to backwards compatible it from 360 to Xbox One and Xbox Series. So if you're able to take it hardware-wise and port it over to the PS4 and by extension PS5 and Switch, then PC seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like, I know he has a point saying that yes, it's a spaghetti code when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 1, but
they obviously figured it out though.
Exactly.
It took them like 13 years, but if they're able to port it, then they figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, we're gonna see more about this because he talks about a lot of shit later on, but yeah. Anything you said, Kane, that you meant to interrupt?
Like, I want to add on to GB's point about the Switch. Comparing a Switch to a PS3 and 360, that thing's weaker than those, if you think about it. Like, that's like, yeah, it runs well with games, but I mean, obviously, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I think a PS3 game runs a lot smoother than that, at least from what I've experienced.
Well, it depends. Look, there are games on the Switch that don't run so well, but there are also games that work really well. I think the Switch overall is a bit more powerful than the PS3 and Xbox 360. Some people say it's more powerful than an Xbox One and PS4. I don't agree with that. I think
I disagree with the PS4 argument, like that being more powerful than a PS4. I don't know about that, Chief.
Yeah, I think power-wise, it's somewhere between those two generations of consoles, even though it came out 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall we agree that this is like this is one really stupid point. So, like,
don't worry, the good stuff comes soon.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get better. Yeah, then
Because then the question becomes, okay, you've brought it to PC, which means that it's gonna have to run in 60 FPS or even higher because it's a PC.
Okay. Okay, Gtamen, time to learn about PC.
Bruh.
I don't want 120 frames per second. I think 60 is more than enough. I think, like, I don't want the game to have fucking ray tracing everywhere. I just want Red Dead Redemption 1 running at 60 frames per second. How difficult can it be? If the fucking
Exactly.
emulator can do it, I think Rockstar or whatever studio is working on that can do it too. Come on, it's not that hard.
Like, not only that, but I mean, like, the game with the way it looks, and also some of the jank from the game as well. That's what made the game special and unique. Like, trying to make it look like Red Dead 2, I mean, ideally, that would be nice if we could see it, you know, in the style of Red Dead 2, but I mean, it would kind of lose its soul, in my opinion, at least to me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
like-
that's a good point.
I don't know about that one, Gtamen.
Yeah, like I just don't know. Considering this guy plays GTA on PC, but you know, I'm not like I don't expect this game to look like fucking Cyberpunk 2077. I just want RDR on PC. 60 frames? Yeah, cool. I will accept that. But I don't know what this guy is on about with the, you know, well, PC is such a difficult task to do. Whatever, dude.
PC version, then also meaning that the next gen consoles will become a no-brainer. But are you going to be able to sell the game on next gen when the current version can already be played on Xbox through backwards capability? PlayStation doesn't have that luxury because A, they removed it from the server a few months ago, as well as the fact that, well, not many people actually have a PS3. PlayStation 5 players can then utilize backwards capabilities, so this, from a business point of view, made the most sense. It's the less resource intensive, they can outsource it to a different studio, which, by the way, should be noted, is being...
Okay, yeah, this is a problem I have with this. Like, I personally agree what he says about having a wider audience if you put it on PlayStation 4. I kinda get it, what he's coming to. But in my opinion, he's putting too much faith on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, from a financial point of view, people don't understand why they're going with PS4 instead of PS5. It's because with the backwards compatibility, that means more copies can be sold for both the PS4 and PS5 instead of just putting it on PS5. It's a money reason, it's a cash grab. That's why they're making it available for PS4. That way, they know people on PS5 can also purchase it and play it as well.
Yeah. So, like, and in my case, it's like, well, we're gonna see soon more about the developer thing. Yeah, it is actually quite.
being run by two ex-Rockstar Leeds employees, which have also worked on the original game, meaning that this for the most part is going to be in good hands. Assuming
Okay, guys, we have like this. Do you remember this studio called Grove Street Games?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like,
yeah.
2 years ago, I wouldn't know if that comment would age well.
Like
using that as fucking argument.
I know it's a small studio, and that mostly got screwed up by Rockstar Games by early release.
And Take-Two.
Yeah, that too. And but just a small little thing. I think when it comes to Grove Street Games, have been working with mobile ports for a while. I think they actually release a lot of mobile ports. That's for years. So, yes, this is I like that he brings up that hey, there is three ex-employees from Rockstar Games. Can that it's a 50-50? I would say it's a good sign, but at the same time, we don't know how it's gonna be, and we got the fucking Grove Street Games shit still present to this day. So, yeah.
Exactly. Like, we had a lot of faith in that remaster when it was first announced with the trailer. It got us all excited. And then it came out, and it was a disaster. So it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Now, I have nothing against this studio, Double 11, and yeah, two former employees of Rockstar founded it back in, I think, what, the late 2000s. I think that was when they left Rockstar. So maybe, just maybe, they have put effort into this port, and I'd rather have a good port than a shitty remake again. But I'm not really to give over my faith blindly until the game comes out and we're able to play the game and we have people review the game in order to determine whether or not it actually is a faithful port.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to go back on that quote you said there, GB, but put the old 43 phrase spin on it.
Oh, no.
Fool me once, shame on you. You get fooled, you can't get fooled again.
Oh, no.
You know, like I don't know about that. Yeah. Let's not like blindly worship these devs. I mean, I agree with the whole argument. You know, people say like, yeah, devs are people too.
Yeah.
And anyone that do send death threats to devs, you're an idiot.
Yeah, don't do that.
Moron.
Like,
Like,
I'm willing to give them a chance here
Mhm.
because it's the devs. They're not the ones that decided the price. That's Strauss Zelnick and his, $36 million he's rolling around in. But with the devs, look, I'm sure you guys put your heart into it. And like the lead QA tester, I think he just showed the QA tester's tweet a moment ago, or X or whatever they call it now. He seems like a nice guy. And I'm sure he put a lot of time, his team, QA testing, hopefully both ports, the PS4 and Switch ports. But we're going to remain a little cautious about this until the game comes out in a week from now.
Indeed.
Yeah, like I think it's like, well, like they look like yeah, well, they look like really kind guys. But again, this is like with this situation of Grove Street Games, is still like a cautious tale to first see the product, how it performs, how it looks, and after that we will get an actual result and actually pretty much when it comes to this.
Seemingly, what we've seen on Twitter as well from the QA lead, this is not going to be a simple port. It's
Yeah, you were
a
talking
little bit
about that.
more than that. And I don't think that
There's the thing that I actually have a problem with. It's like he actually deleted this, so he says like this is this is like more than a remaster. But it kind of like, in my opinion, this kind of feels like, yes, it's a port, but it kind of feels like a remaster because, like, I want to put an example for me. I played Hot Pursuit 2010 a lot, and that is an actual remaster. But that kind of it runs 30 frames, all that nonsense. Like, it's basically, it's just a remaster of that Need for Speed. That it offers a few more benefits than the original, yes. But on this, it's like he's describing that is a port, or how is like Rockstar called it? Like a conversion?
A conversion, yeah.
Yeah, a
Oh
conversion.
Lord.
So it's like it's way less than a remaster, but it's more than a port. It's like, okay, I don't know. It feels like in this dead zone that maybe it's a port, but not really.
It's just weird wording, It's just say it's support or say it's a remaster. It's one or the other,
Yeah, exactly.
Don't use these fancy other buzzwords.
There's a conversion of a video.
calling this a lazy port
Oh God.
is really justifiable, considering the fact that you don't just simply,
What's
do
Kari's
copy
name
and
up there?
paste.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I think he sent him I think he posted the tweet in his server.
yeah, I think he's like
Because he's in a Gtamen server as well. But shout out to Ikari.
Yeah,
He's a
hi,
good one.
Kari.
Yeah, there you go.
He gets the cameo.
Our
Like,
boy
he-
Kari.
He's
He made it big.
Just telling that basically comparing it with the trilogy definitive edition, the 27 people that were on Grove Street, compared to the 340 employees spending a day HQ in Kuala Lumpur and whatever. So I want you guys keep in mind on that, because there's gonna be later. Let's keep that in mind. There's the 340 employees from this studio.
Is to a different platform, especially with the way that it's seemingly to be looking. People have to remember that the Xbox version that is running through backwards compatibility is not being done by Rockstar themselves. That's all handled by Xbox internally things. I'm not sure what the whole technicality behind it is, but I know for a fact that when backwards compatibility was announced by Xbox, They were like, hey developers, you can have stuff through backwards capability, but you don't actually have to do anything for it. We'll just handle everything for you, nice and easy. All you have to do is give us the okay and we'll work our magic. And that's one of the reasons why it's running in 4K, I believe, on the Xbox Series X. I'm not sure if it's running in 60 FPS, I don't think it is, but basically that explains why it's running the way it is on this.
So, well, it's kind of true on that one. GB, you have Series X, right?
Yeah.
And it runs in 4K?
I think so. I mean, I'm not really an expert at the hardcore like stuff that Digital Foundry does, but I have noticed personally, I have tested it one time, like from the 360 to the Xbox One and my Xbox One X, and you can notice a difference. You know, smooth. It's a lot smoother, and I feel like with how much more powerful the Xbox Series X is, yeah, I definitely think that it's definitely a bit smoother, or at least on par with the Xbox One and the Xbox One X. But
Okay.
I mean, it looks fine and it still runs good. And I am impressed over these past years with the fact that Microsoft was able to make this game backwards compatible from the 360 to the Xbox One and now the Xbox Series. But like, honestly, I don't know what this port is going to be. Is it going to be the 360 version without the same upscaling that we see on the modern console or last gen like Xbox One? But once again, it just comes down to the game actually coming out, people playing it, people testing it, and reviewing it before we know one way or the other.
There is actual dev time and actual effort that has gone into it. Now obviously on the surface it's not looking like this because of the fact that the game virtually is seemingly looking like the same, and we don't really know much about it, and Rockstar really hasn't said anything about it other than the fact that it's coming to the systems and there seemingly is no improvement whatsoever. So what this game is indeed just simply going to be a game that's been ported over from one system to another, with obviously the enhancements so it runs.
Well, enhancements, that's my main concern. Like, we saw all the screenshots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what enhancements you saw in those pictures, using those pictures?
For me, it kind of just looks like, right. The best way to describe it is, it kind of just looks like someone's playing on the Series X and they're just playing Red Dead 1. That's the way it kind of looks for me.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how it feels for me. I mean, obviously we'll find out on the 17th if it's exactly like that to its specifications, but I don't see any major improvements at the moment. I mean, unless there's some secret uber crazy, like, you know, graphics mod we can do, then I don't know. I didn't see any massive improvements. It like I said, it just looks like the fucking Series X port. Well, not really Series X port, but the 360 port on the Series X.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it kind of like to me.
I agree with Kay entirely. I mean, it looks good because it's still a good-looking game in my opinion. But
Agreed.
does it look like it's like completely different or completely like way better? No, it's about on par, best case scenario. The only thing that Rockstar mentioned that will be additional to the classic single player experience. Notice how multiplayer was not included. Newly supported languages. First time, simplified traditional Chinese, Korean, Polish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, Latin American, Spanish. If there was anything else that they were adding to this conversion, they would have mentioned it in their newswire. But the only thing they mentioned was these new supported languages.
Oh, so they're finally adding like new dubs for the game.
Yeah.
It
Oh, that's
be.
cool.
Well, no, I think it's just I think it's subtitles. I think probably.
Oh, okay. I thought they were literally adding in like a new audio dubs of like
That would require
Russian
having voice actors in these countries and paying them money, Kane.
Oh yeah,
That's too
Take-Two
much.
doesn't like to spend money. They don't like spending money. They like making money.
Yeah, it's just subtitles. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
I'm very happy.
I got my hopes up for a second.
I'm very happy
But-
that John Marston can actually curse in Latin American Spanish. Muy bien,
hell
muy
yeah.
bien, John Marston. Por
Yeah.
fin podrás decir que ese oficial es un hijo de puta. Está muy bien. There you go. Now that's basically my.
There you go.
Rockstar, can you hire me as basically the translator? There you go. It's open.
He's gonna use that shit in the Mexican half of the game.
Yeah,
there we go, boys.
Estás
Even though
muerto,
Mexican
Javier
Spanish and
Escuela.
South American Spanish are different.
Exactly.
Javier Escuela, estás muerto, tu hijo de perra. That's how it is. I like that. I like that. Well done, Rockstar. I will pay $50 for such amazing.
That's why they're charging $50, bro.
Yeah,
Don't
there
get
you
new
go.
language subs.
Come on, let's see. There you go.
On the system in a more modern way. I do find
Modern.
it funny how they call it like
Modern.
modern systems, because
Unsonic.
is the Switch even considered a modern system? Is the PS4 even considered a modern
Okay,
system?
on this, we will all agree with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are not modern systems, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I consider the PS4 and Xbox One no longer being modern the moment the the PS5 and the Series S and X release.
Yeah, they're
The moment
last.
those consoles release, they are no longer considered like the main new consoles. The PS5 and Series S and X are.
Yeah, and the Switch is 6+ years old, so it's definitely not modern.
yeah,
Indeed.
Like, here he just
Debatable, but regardless,
it's a fact,
the $50 price tag obviously is the biggest grudge here, especially when the Xbox versions can be played for $30 for a brand new copy. That doesn't even include the fact that it goes on sale frequently, and well, those Xbox folks have already got basically the best version that they can
I agree
play
with that.
at the moment. $50.
Yeah, and just for $30, baby.
Well, like $30 for the main game, $10 for Undead Nightmare, $40 US plus tax, and Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. It's definitely a way better deal.
Oh yeah, like
And
like
not even that. Like, sorry for interrupting, Red.
Yeah, go ahead, go
Like,
ahead.
not even that. You could go on Amazon, or hell, you could even go to your local game store, like,
Yeah.
where they sell secondhand copies. You could get a copy of like the Game of the Year edition for like low as like $5 or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's the lowest I've seen it on sale at like a CAX one time when I was out with some friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's $5 for that. Like, sign me up, dudes.
I'm gonna surf on eBay and search like really cheap copies on Xbox, like, or even on PlayStation 3, even when allegedly there's people says that it's like the worst port ever, but still. So I want to see how much cheap you can get. Like, I've got my physical copy, and also digital copy for $9. So I want to see if you can go cheaper than that.
Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go?
Dude, fucking prices of games in Latin America are crazy. Holy shit.
Dollars is too high of a price point. Maybe
I agree.
40, probably 30 would have been a better pricing for the game. However, because there seemingly has gone actual dev time into making sure that this game is going to be functioning on those platforms, I'd be inclined to say that that's why it's costing the way it is.
No.
Well,
No.
We all know why. You know why. You know why. You know why. Strauss on it. Carl Sladoff needs more money. That's why.
well, don't worry, boys. The best part's almost here.
Oh yeah, that is gonna be ready up your fucking calculators, boys, because this is gonna be spicy. Like, at this
Yeah.
point, just to finish, it's like okay, you can have some developer work here and there. I will justify the price point if they go to the lengths of Naughty Dog with The Last of Us Part 1. Like, that's what I agree.
Indeed.
But in this case, sorry, you get 35 of my pocket. That's it. Thing to add, GB? You were talking about something.
Well, I just don't understand why he thinks that he's trying to like justify the price tag like in his title. No, it's the higher ups that decide, okay, this is going to be $50. They made that decision. They could have gone lower. They could have made it $40, but unfortunately, a lot of people out there, including myself, will probably buy the game day one for $50.
Well,
It's the sad reality.
Well,
So they know that this is probably the best they can get out of it when it comes to squeezing us money wise. They probably had like a whole team working on the numbers and saying, okay, well, how much can we make off the port? I mean, conversion. About $50, Mr. Zelnick and Mr. Sladoff. Sold.
yeah.
Sold for $50.
We could sell it lower, but no. $50 will be fine.
Like this
Oh,
is
man.
this is just ridiculous. Well, at least see at least the positives on all the negatives. At least we can you see you're gonna stream this, right?
Yeah, that's my plan. I mean, it's weird because as a gamer, I already have a copy of Red Dead Redemption, the same copy I've had since I pre-ordered it long ago on the Xbox. Still works. So I
Okay.
technically don't need another copy. But as a creator and a streamer, you feel this obligation to buy one of the versions in order to play it, in order to properly review it yourself without just crapping on it for the sake of crapping on it. I would like to at least give it a chance. Because there are a lot of people that have not played Red Dead Redemption 1 that have been wanting to. And this is probably one of their better opportunities, especially if they don't have an Xbox, if they just have a PS4, PS5, or a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's something I actually want to quickly add. That's the kind of situation I'm sort of in. I do have a PS3, but the problem is like it's all tucked away. Ever since I moved in 2020, like it's been tucked away in like boxes and shit. So it's kind of annoying to go get that out, find my copy of Red Dead 1, which I'm not even sure if I still have anymore because we sold a lot of shit during the move. So like, get that hooked up and then pray to God that Red Dead 1's still there. And even then, I only just have Red Dead 1. I don't have Undead Nightmare, But I mean, like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's more worthy, like, just watch a streamer, play the game, like that's the way I would recommend anyone before you like judge the game. Just watch someone that's streaming it before you make your judgment.
And wait for people to review it. There's a lot of plenty really good YouTubers out there that do reviews. They're going to pick up probably both versions of this game, the PS4 and Switch. They'll play it and they'll review it for you and let you know if it's worth the $50.
And who knows? Maybe there'll probably be rants of how bad it'll probably be when it releases. Maybe a certain someone will go to Mount Subbox as well.
For the record, I hope the only thing that I have to complain about is the price and the lack of Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. Those are my only two real grievances here. But I'm also concerned that we may have another defective edition disaster brewing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst case scenario. Like that this conversion ends being actually even way inferior to the Xbox 360 port. That is like that's basically, I think there is the benchmark that I think is not as high as we expect, because we're talking about basically a port that has, I guess, probably I think the last update will be even 10 years old. I think so. I think it's not quite of a benchmark to break up. So I hope it's not as a fucking trilogy definitive edition. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like that will be bad. But at least, to just summarize, at least we have two people that, I don't know, you said you're gonna stream it, right, as well?
I might stream it. The thing is, part of me doesn't want to do it out of the principle, but part of me kind of wants to get it just because, one, it gives me something to do while I wait for other games I'm interested that's coming out later this year. It gives me something to do. And not only that, but earlier in the year, I know, shameless plug, I know, but I actually did a playthrough of Red Dead 2, so for my viewers, it would kind of feel like a continuation, so I don't know. In that kind of way, it'd be kind of cool to do, but I mean, I'm not going to be one of them people that is going to be like, oh my god, this is the best remaster since the fucking, Dead Space remaster that came out earlier this year. This is the greatest, thing since sliced bread. I'm not going to be, blindly worshipping it. I'm going to be, a realist, like most people will be when it comes to reviewing it.
Yeah. Plus, another thing, I have morbid curiosity about some things, including the Switch port. I just want to play it just to see what it's like. Because I feel like the PS4 port will probably be the better port. I could be wrong. But I feel like the one that I'm more worried about is the Switch. Now, some great games on Switch. I just finished playing Tears of the Kingdom. Amazing game. But this this game has me a little worried.
Dude,
Yeah.
I want to see how that Switch is gonna take this game. Like like you said it's a 6-year-old console, the Nintendo Switch,
Yeah.
right? I don't
Correct.
think it's gonna be that bad, you know. Well, if this game has, let's say 12, let's say 13 years old, I don't think it could be that bad. But considering the fact that Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010 is also on the Switch and runs like absolute garbage, yeah, it kind of gets me a little bit nervous that your Switch is gonna turn into a homemade grenade and explode on your hands. So kinda get me just a bit nervous of that. But that's gonna be like the one that I'm more curious to see, the Switch port.
Indeed.
Well, get your popcorn ready because this is the best
Here we go.
part.
All right, I've got the
Also,
Jack
what we're
Daniels.
kind of forgetting the fact that the reason why it is $50 is because they can probably ask the price for it. Because guess what? The market always decides. Everyone that's currently screaming on Twitter saying this is the worst thing to ever happen to mankind is going to pick up the game next week and scream about on Twitter how much they're loving to replay the game again. That is because Rockstar knows suckers are going to pay the money for it. Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold nearly 60 million copies. There's a lot.
Okay, okay.
And that's how you instantly destroy any validity you have in your argument. Fucking using the trilogy. The fucking trilogy.
Like, I don't know if he doesn't know very well like how this works, or I don't know, but this is not how it works, GTA man. Like, yeah, and you put it the fucking short there. That is the worst part that kind of gets me on my nerves. It's like, okay, you put a short of Grand Theft Auto sales, right? Q3, Q4, from 2022 to 2023. Okay, gotcha. But like, though the 19 million copies is baby numbers compared to other AAA sales. I'm sorry. That's the fucking truth. 19 million copies is not good in video game standards. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. This is 3 games, 3 iconic games from Rockstar. 3 Vice City, San Andreas, packaged together across multiple platforms, including PC. And that's the best they could do with that disaster?
like you could, like, this is the best part because he shoots himself in the foot on this one. Like, he brings this short, and it's like, oh yeah, you're getting Q3 2022 10 million. But later on, you can see how massively dropped these numbers. It's less of a million in Q4, less of a million in Q1 2023, and gets like a bit more in the Q2 2023, and a bit better on the Q3 2023. So, and later on it just drops again to less of 1 million. So I don't know why it's trying to point it out. It's like that this is a massive success because you suckers buy this stupid game, and you always complain, but you always end basically opening your fucking legs and giving everything. It's like, I don't understand the point of the market there. It's a bit dummy, but it's a bit dumb.
And one more point I want to bring up that we talked about a moment ago. When the game was first announced, the Defective Edition, we were excited about it because they put out a really good trailer. They remixed the GTA 3 theme that they used for the original GTA 3, which was its 20th anniversary, by the way. We were excited for the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition at the time. So yeah, of course, a lot of us bought it day one because we love GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and we had high hopes, but those hopes were quickly shattered when we started playing those games.
Yeah.
Exactly. It shows how quickly, you can be hoodwinks, Like, the fact they didn't show any proper gameplay until, like, closer to launch. In fact, they didn't even show gameplay. They just showed, quote-unquote, like, what is it, graphic comparisons, I mean, yeah, those are cool, but they didn't show gameplay of the actual game properly, Like, let's say they didn't show a mission of Tommy going, shooting some shit up, for example. Like, if they did, people would have seen some bugs and shit in that, Especially
Yeah.
on the launch day copies.
Like this is the thing I want to bring up because it's like all the times he brought that. Oh, it's because you always gotta buy it day one. Like my guy, even that dog shit Saints Row reboot, that thing sold well on the first fucking when it released because people were curious and some assholes fully ate the fucking fully drank the Kool-Aid that will be so amazing. But look at right now. That game is so fucking dead that like no one gives a shit about it. So
It's
that's
that bad
natural.
that fucking AI is like advertising the DLCs now and not even real human beings.
It's
Like they're sending robots to do this work.
even rubbish games have actually they will have actually kind of good sales at the start. It's mostly due to the advertisement. So I don't know what he brings up this point, but it just gets much better.
Large market of folks who are not on Xbox or have the capabilities of
I love the remember how mad you were. It's like that passive aggressiveness.
After the fact, Gtamen, not before, after the fact.
Exactly. Like, beginning, we were excited over the moon. Classic games returning. To see how badly they were butchered, I don't think it takes a wizard or a professor or, you know, fucking Kanye West to understand that, yeah, we were pissed off when we saw our beloved games, practically a lot of people's childhood, being massacred.
Yeah.
You know?
But guys, remember how mad you were? Remember how mad you were? Because this is what we do. Just complain and bitch about fucking shitty ports. Like remember how mad you were. I loved his passive aggressiveness. It's always like that with Red Dead Online, and that's why everyone pissed the fuck out of him when he just started doing these really shitty videos about Red Dead Online. But you know, whatever. I think my guy finally learned the lesson. I hope.
Right.
Yeah, no. Let's continue. It gets better.
running this on an emulator and are on PlayStation 4 when they got Red Dead Redemption 2, and also the Nintendo Switch crowd that might want to play it as well because they never were able to either.
I have my questions about the emulating. Like, is this man thinking that you can do well? I'm not saying there's people that actually buys games for emulating. That's nice, but I don't think when you play a game on an emulating it. I don't think it doesn't count in the chart. But whatever. I don't know what do you have to say.
No, I don't think it counts when it comes to emulating. I mean, wasn't Mutahar like playing it on Steam Deck the other
Yeah,
day?
on a fucking Steam Deck. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
But no, it doesn't count because it's not an actual sale.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
there is something that developers hate about emulation is that you can get ISOs everywhere. Like that's the main problem that they have. Like the big publishers with emulation, especially Nintendo, is that you can get ISOs everywhere. Like you don't need to buy the fucking game. You can alternatively buy it from I don't know any shady place. But that's what it is.
There you go. A large market of people who never played the game, and Rockstar is going to make a boatload of money with this. I think we have to keep in mind as well that this is being outsourced, which is obviously making a lot of people nervous. I get it. Personally, I'm of the opinion of don't mock it until you try it, which obviously I am going.
Yes, and don't praise it until you try it. Just saying, don't praise it until you try it. But whatever.
Yeah, you can go both ways with that point. Look, I'm not out here crapping on the port because the port hasn't come out yet, and I haven't played it. So I will say this about Gtamen: you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're dropping the $50 to play it, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And then I'll pass judgment upon that game as I play it, for better or worse.
Mm-hmm. And I think no one is kinda saying, "Well, this game is ass," because we don't know the product. So
Yeah,
like, there is
none of us have a
very
time
little-
machine last I checked. If I did, I would have got me some Mega Million winnings a few nights ago, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
like this kind of point falls flat because if there is a portion of people that is crapping on the game, yeah, they are. I fully understand his point, but I think for as I saw, I don't see. I saw people more complaining about the pricing
Yeah.
and the
Indeed.
no and the that there is minor enhancements to none. So I don't see
Yeah.
why he's just bringing this point of, oh, you
Yeah.
should stop bringing this they just should stop shitting on the game, you didn't try it. It's like, I don't know, it's very very weird. It just falls flat in my
Well,
opinion.
there's 2 to 3 points that people are upset about: the price, lack of multiplayer, and just like you said, no actual enhancements or improvements or the remaster remake that a lot of us were hoping for. I get it. That's not happening. But it just feels like a straight up simple port. Something I thought that Strauss Zelnick was against.
Yeah, I know, right? He said that he's different because
Indeed.
he does just don't simple remasters. He just goes beyond. It's quite funny seeing that article. How it aged completely like milk. It's just like amazing. It's like, I don't know, like in that case, I just say, don't praise it until you try it, because who knows? There is proof. Back then in the days, you saying that people was overreacting about the trilogy until you play it and say, oh, maybe they were right. So, yeah, just pointing that out, Mr. Dutchman.
Want to do, how the game looks and how it functions and all that stuff until they've actually played the game. Obviously, I'll be playing on PS5 through the backwards capability. Maybe we'll allow for some higher frame rates. I don't think that's going to happen because I guess a game like Red Dead Redemption 1 is probably going to be locked to 30 FPS for various reasons. If you ever played GTA 4 above 60 FPS, you know there's some really funky stuff going on. Bikes start sliding like crazy, and I speak from experience because I've been replaying the game on PC over the past week or so, and well...
Oh, something that I want. Like, remember that thing that I said? Remember those numbers of the studio developer, the 370 something?
Yeah.
If you have a studio with 375 people, let's say you have like different divisions that others are, because I heard this developer is also working on Fallout 76 and a few other games. So, but let's say they put quite of a big portion of on doing the port conversion, whatever this thing is called. How difficult is for example, 150 developers to actually fix the game and make it and optimize it for 60 frames per second? It's not like Grove Street games that they have 15. They have, let's say, 80, 90, 150. That's my problem with this. It's like, oh yeah, we can just port it out with 60 frames per second because it gets funky. What about, well, they can just, like, they can go beyond. That's my issue with this port. It's like, you can go beyond and say, whoa, okay, it's gonna cost $50. Let's make it worth $50. Let's deliver an actual product that meets the standards of remasters. So, yeah. So you're telling me that a huge portion of these developers you are praising can actually patch and optimize an old game to run at 60 frames? I don't know. He kind of, I don't know. In my case, is like he broke this. Oh yeah, it's because I played GTA 4, and in 60 frames gets very funky. Well, in my case, it's like, wait, that's more of a you problem. Probably you just don't like. There is a few unofficial patches, but that's what it is. I don't know if you have to say something. Like, it's ridiculous, like he broke this. Yes, because that actually contradicts yourself with the first part of the video. It's like,
Yeah, and bear another thing in mind. The reason why it runs at 30 is because at the time that's the best that the 360 and the PS3 could do.
Agreed.
And I'm sure that with the more modern technologies of the PS4, PS5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series, and perhaps even the Switch, they could bump that FPS up a little bit. Maybe not get to 60 all the time, but they could improve it. That's our other issue, is that we would like to see a bit more enhancements, improvements, and some other clunky issues in the original game polished a little bit.
Mm-hmm. agreed. Like like that's why I brought up these like that he put this big number of that these developers should be is gonna be better and all that. Like if you have a portion like and you say this is gonna cost $50, well I would say push it to that is actually worth it that price. It's kinda like and he is just kinda justifying why it should be in 30. Well, we are in 2023. I think we can actually, if an actual basically emulation can actually do that, and the game is stable. I don't, and basically the emulators are even done by less people. What is the deal with this developer that can do that? So kind of relates to that question. That is like just leads me to that question. It's like, okay, you're trying to justify 30 frames, but that can be done on 60, that it has to be in 30, but is that because the studio you are trying to just praise and all that is unable to do that? That's like the
I have a good comparison, a good visual, and this is something you're an expert of: cars, right? Take an older model car frame, right, and put a sweet new badass engine in it. Of course it's going to run faster because it has a better engine, just like with the hardware. The same game, but on better, superior hardware, so it should be better.
It's really weird, this point. It's like you have these systems that you mentioned, but they are unable to take this technology, SSDs, really good processing systems and everything on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or in a PC. You're unable to take that power and take advantage of it. It's a bit weird. That's
Anything
just
above
weird.
60 FPS.
Another thing I kind of want to add. I'm sorry. I know we're gonna continue the vid, but it's like if like this new console, like it's gonna be on new consoles and shit, right?
Yeah, well,
Then
modern.
what's the fucking reason for them removing MP then? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's I don't know if they've like publicly explained why they removed it.
Well, I know why, Kane.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Red Dead Redemption multiplayer is a lot of fun, but they can't put gold bars in Red Dead Redemption multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes,
Yeah,
because it's a
like-
threat to Red Dead Online.
Exactly.
Like for the 4 people that are still playing that fucking
Ex-
like snop.
Well, at least 6
Exactly.
or 7 on a good day.
Exactly.
Hey.
Like it's just.
No, don't count fat salts, okay?
It's just like you're right. Like they have to botch the multiplayer because that will be basically just committing harakiri to its own game. So and it's a game that is in a really really delicate state, but that's up to Rockstar. So that's how they botch multiplayer because how dare you don't spend your bucks on a fucking gold bars.
Funky and interesting things to happen, so that's probably why you're not going to be seeing this game reaching anything over 30 FPS. Sad.
We can? Oh my god. Oh, fuck me, please. Oh, well, I'm more of a technical guy, so it kind of gives me a headache. It's like, it can't run on 60. Fuck. It's just like this guy is, no, I can't run on 30. It has to be running 30. No, you have PlayStation 5s. Like, a fucking The Crew 2, that is a game from 2018, can run on 60. What is the thing of? Oh, it's because can run the game gets a bit glitchy. Like it's not.
Sadly. Red Dead Redemption re-releasing on PS4 and Nintendo Switch really is just one of those things where they were able to outsource this to a different studio so they can continue on focusing what's important to Rockstar themselves at the moment, which is GTA 6.
That's
I
true.
know I'm bringing up GTA 6 in this whole situation, but I think that anything that isn't GTA 6 at the moment that's being announced from Rockstar is going to be received with backlash and just sheer hatred. And it
That's
doesn't also
actually
matter
a
how much you're
point.
screaming boycott, I'm not getting this,
Yeah.
and this is the worst thing that ever happened, because we all know what's going to happen. The moment that they drop that first screenshot or that first announcement for GTA 6, you'll forget everything that ever happened in the past at Rockstar.
No,
Yeah.
that is not true.
That's a
Wow,
I don't know
generalization.
about that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, like, oh shit, sorry.
Go ahead,
You
Ken.
first, GB.
I'll-
All right. It like here's the thing. If this becomes a flop, that'll be another fresh room, you know,
yeah.
like that the fucking community will have. Because remember, 2021 was only 2 years ago when we had that last wound with the fucking, you know, definitive edition. 2022, E&E, you know, it's
Milk
like
edition.
fucking. Like I'm not gonna forget that about what's been happening. I mean, 2018 was a long time ago. That was the last time I think Rockstar had like really good content that was released, and that was Red Dead Redemption 2, which in my opinion is probably one of the best video games of all time. I'd say it's probably one of my favorites, you know, in the top 5. You know, like I look, I'm still gonna be like, yeah, they had a glorious past, but I'm also gonna be like, yeah, they've had a fucking terrible future, you know, like. It's not. I'm not gonna forget what's happened. You know, definitive edition, the milked edition. If this flops, possibly. You know, I mean, we'll have to find out in 10 days. Well, not 10 days, like 7 days. But I mean, you know, still. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but going back to GTA 6, look, we can be excited for GTA 6 because they've been working on it for a long time. The leaked alpha code that we saw, promising. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all sins are forgiven. Like you were talking about, the GTA Trilogy Defective Edition, the Milked Edition, as well as GTA Plus, removing nearly 200 cars from the online stores in GTA, and the abandonment of Red Dead Online. That is a nice growing list of things that Rockstar fans are getting fed up with. We're not going to magically forget about all of that. If anything, it makes us a lot more cautious about what they have planned for GTA 6 and 6 Online.
Yeah, like this is the problem when you generalize. Like this is like you can just go, you just can make video and basically point to everyone, knowing, and say you guys will all forgive me when I release a new game. Like sure, there's gonna be a big portion that is gonna have short time memory and will praise it, but there is a really also good portion of people that will also remember all the fucking things that happened before GTA 6. Like you said it, Kane, is like you said it completely right. If this port conversion, whatever it is, results being a complete disaster, hope it's not. There's gonna be another one of the lists that GB said. Just to basically, yeah, that's another for the list that Rockstar has done bad. Like as you said, E&E. That is don't get me started with with expanded enhance. Fucking the trilogy definitive edition. The abandonment of Red Dead Online. Let's not forget Take-Two going berserk with these lawyers, basically just taking and sending cease and desist to every single mother in planet Earth, just shooting out projects.
Forgot
and
about
everything.
that as well.
Yeah. Like I think yes. Like at this point, I think GTA 6 has to actually break a bar that is not even that it is even known to us. It has to break the video game ambience to a point that is unknown. That it has to be extremely good, like almost perfect. Like that's what I think it's gonna be. Like I'm not gonna forget all the scenes just because you release a new game. It's I think it's a really bad generalization of his part.
And I want to bring up one more point before we continue. He talked about all the forgiveness regarding GTA 6 and how Red Dead Redemption cannot be upgraded. What other game released originally on the 360 and PS3 that we're still playing that they've upgraded? I don't know. GTA 5 and GTA Online, that only came out 3 years later. Also on the same consoles, the 360 and the PS3.
3 times. 3 times they've upgraded.
It started on the same console as Red Dead Redemption. And they were able to upgrade GTA 5 and Online with what minimum upgrades you call it, including 60 FPS. Why can't they do the same thing with Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah, I
Exactly.
agree. See what more he has to
And you'll
say.
just be sitting there on your couch waiting until it actually finally releases. And I want to make it clear as well, I'm not defending the $50. I'm not defending the fact that, you know, them just
Wait a
pulling it
minute.
over from
Are you sure about that?
PS3.
He's not defending it yet. Read the title of his video.
Yeah. Okay, boy. Well, yeah. What is
You're
going
defending
on?
it in the title itself, Gtamen.
Like-
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So all the basically the 7 minutes 7 seconds are basically what? Like it sounded a lot of justifications of why it sounded like a lot of justifications of why it's not a shitty port.
Okay.
Yeah, it
GTA
conflicts with
man.
it, so-
Yeah, Gtamen defending the $50 port. Also, Gtamen, I'm not defending the $50 port.
Yeah, it's really, yeah, guys. I know guys, it isn't a lazy $50 port, but I'm not defending it. Like you can play two fucking teams, my guy. You need to.
It's like the fucking John Cena meme, you know, where it's like, "Are you sure about that?" You know,
Exactly.
like it's in your fucking title, you troglodyte. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah, like-
what?
Like you can play two fucking you can play two sides and say, well, you know, guys, I think he realized it that this is gonna be quite of a fucking spicy video or a really really bad take. I was like, okay, people should understand that I'm not defending this game, right? Like, whatever. Like like this part, it actually just made me quite laugh.
The PS4 and Nintendo Switch is like the best thing that ever happened. Would I have loved to see enhancements being made, you know, a remaster or a remake or anything like that? Of course. Would I have loved to see it on PC? Definitely. Would I have loved to see 60 FPS? 100%. But I think if those things were actually within the realm of possibilities,
They are.
and the goals that they
Yeah, they are. They can be in the real end of possibilities.
And I will cite the example once again. Original version of GTA 5 and Online were on the same consoles as Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar was able to upgrade that to eventually the expanded enhanced milk edition. Why? Because shark cards. Why? Because GTA Plus. Why? Microtransactions, which Red Dead Redemption doesn't have.
Yeah,
Money.
yeah, that's pretty much it. But you see the real, like, you see the real level possibilities, my guy. He's like, and you don't play that. Oh, it's impossible. Like, yes, is it a spaghetti code game? Sure, it is. But we're in 2023, and I think Rockstar, and you said it really well, GTA man, that this is being actually led by two ex-employees of Rockstar. So, and actually people that work in this in the first place. So that kind of makes me, you know, if it's possible, but you have these two people that work on there and kind of know how this deal is, but not really. It's pretty confusing, but yeah.
had, then they would have done that. But I think that if you're going to do proper remaster and a proper remake, it was going to have to be done by the people in-house
Yes.
at Rockstar North or any of their studios. Because the way that I look at it, I don't think Rockstar themselves are interested in remastering or remaking old games.
Oh.
Why? Very simple. They're more interested in crafting GTA 6 or crafting a new experiences instead of just looking back and seeing whatever they can do. That's why those external studios are being hired, so they
I have a problem with this. Is like, and any in-house devs taken away from GTA 6 at the moment is a waste. Someone reminds me how many studios around the world Rockstar has.
I believe, according to their latest earnings, 10 studios. You know, the two big ones, Rockstar North, Rockstar San Diego, then they have a whole bunch of smaller studios around the world. I think at least 4,000 employees or more or less. So they have a
4,000 in the big ones or everywhere?
no, altogether total. Like if you combine all the studios together and all the employees, I think that was the last number that came out. That number could be higher or lower now, but they obviously have a lot of people they've employed worldwide, and not all of them are devs, but a lot of them are devs. And so, yes, they do have a huge chunk of their staff dedicated to GTA 6. but they are a big enough studio where they could dedicate a team to properly remastering the GTA trilogy and properly remastering Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4. But they choose not to do that. They focus on GTA Online because it makes them and Take-Two money. The reason why they're focusing on GTA 6 is because they've all but milked GTA 5 and Online dry. So they need a new cash cow. Well, there you go. GTA 6 and 6 Online.
Yeah.
And GTA Plus 2.
Electric
There you
Boogaloo.
go.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, for fucking GTA Plus 2, they're probably gonna do that. Like, let's just be real. That'll probably be more fucking expensive than the $6 a month. $12 a month, boys!
Yeah. I envision a battle pass. I envision like an item store. They're gonna microtransaction GTA 6 Online. Maybe not right away. They may just like slowly, incrementally add stuff to it. But
they're
you
gonna
know,
do what most,
Take-Two and
like,
Rockstar are gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do what most fucking shady games do nowadays. They're gonna wait till all the good reviews are in, and then they're gonna do the shady shit.
And that's why Take-Two wouldn't let Rockstar properly remaster single-player games like GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4, or Red Dead Redemption. Even though they have multiplayers, they can't microtransaction those multiplayers. They're a lot of fun, but they can't put char cards or gold bars in there because what you get from those multiplayers is GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption. That's it. No more, no less.
Yeah. Like, at this point, well, using all these data and all these things that we said, like, I'm not gonna go too far to say it's bullshit, his argument, but it's a bit false. Like, if you have such amount of people working, I think, in my case, leaving to one or two studios to work on remasters or remakes won't be a big of a deal. So, again, if you're approx of people employed in every single studio is 4,000, I think is
At least.
yeah, at least yes, approximately. Let's use it that way. So, I don't know. It kind of if again, it's a bit flaccid. It's not bullshit, but it's just flaccid. Like unless this game, as I said, and it has to basically break the barriers of what the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, the new graphic cards, new like basically 64 gigs of RAM, PCs, whatever, can do. That's when I will say, okay, you need at least 1,000 people working on this or even more. So, yeah, that's like a bit of an issue with this. But yeah, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to bring this up. It's just a bit weird. That
I do want to issue a small correction. According to Wikipedia, we'll take that as you will. They say that as of 2018, it's less than 2,000 employees. But I thought the number was higher. I mean, which would make sense because they would probably hire more people to work on GTA 6 than back in 2018 after Red Dead Redemption 2 officially came out. So Rockstar's very secretive, so who knows what the exact number is. But they have tons of people and 10 studios around the world. And I think that your point, Red, still stands. They could easily dedicate one of their studios to focus on remasters and remakes.
Yep. Yeah, agreed. Agreed completely. Like, there is, again, I don't see what is the problem that you have to let's fully focus all these studios to one fucking goal. I get it, it's GTA 6, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be a big of an issue that you dedicate one or two studios to work on these games and actually proper test them and all that stuff. That's the problem on this. I found
They can keep focusing on what's important to them, as well as the majority of their fans. Anyways, those are just some of my thoughts about the whole thing. Thank you everyone for watching.
Well, yeah, that's basically the whole video. Well, for something it has 1.3 dislikes. I don't know what. Yeah, it's quite about that. It's a bad little. It's a bad little one, but at least I have to be credited where credit's due. Our men here actually acknowledge the DL, take it, and say, yeah, it was a bad video, and I have to do better, which I really respect that. take your L, leave the video there, learn from your mistakes.
He doesn't have a good track record when it comes to Red Dead.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
Last year's a very good example.
Yeah, he was very antagonistic towards the Red Dead Online community, and we did not take that very well. And once again, I mean, a lot of Red Dead fans remember the things he said in social media and in his videos, and most people don't forget.
Yep.
You know, it's like the old JFK quote, you know, like, forgive your enemies, but remember their names, you know? That's the way I view it.
Yeah.
As long as they're civil, you know? Like,
Yeah. I mean, he has a right to his opinion, and there's some things we agreed with, but there's a lot of stuff he said in this video that we obviously disagreed with.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Like, there is a lot of arguments that are easily taken down over B are just completely flat out. They're not good. I don't want to just use big words or something, but yeah, overall pretty, it's quite polemic video, but thank you very much, guys, for participating. It was kind of fun. Again, I'm seeing this.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty fun. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, kind of bring back the Prickcast at some point. That's the best you can get.
This is like the closest you're gonna get to Prickcast at the moment.
For now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for now, until we get a good schedule where I'm not fucking busy with work. GB actually has time as well. Came through and the most important of all, Michael, that he has a family.
And UG.
now. Yeah, and UG too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's quite difficult. So that's.
It's
why-
like hurting cats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit.
and the cats have rabies. You know,
no.
it's difficult. You gotta do it with caution.
Jesus. But yeah,
They're a
that's
bit
pretty
feral.
much it. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to get all these guys, but yeah, we hope you enjoyed this. Quite of a big a throwback of the podcast, and also just enjoying this kind of pile of shit. Because let's say it completely. Just be straight. This video is not great, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, see you on the next one. Goodbye, guys.